Hello everybody, we're going to be discussing Godforge in this video. So while we wait for the open access to get open, there is this mini game that has been available since, I want to say it was around Thanksgiving that they opened this up. And then they extended the deadline. So if you want to still get in and try to score a free legendary before the early access that's open up, this is your last chance to do it. Primarily because it is closing on February 20th, I believe it is, when the whole mini game is done. And in order for you to score that free legendary, you need to log in for 20 days. So you need to get these gemstones here that you can see here in the upper right hand side of your screen to then be able to select the hero that you want to take into your new account when early access starts. Also, I don't know if you're gonna get a chance, but you can then also lock in and try to get one of the weapons that is already available. And we also can get imprints if that is something that you want to go and look after as well. Imprints are going to be essentially the scaled down versions of some of the passives that the heroes have, and then you can put it into a weapon, and then that weapon can be equipped onto any hero, which then will gain the passive from it. So it is one of the nice niches that has been added to Godforge that will probably make it a little bit distinct from all the other type of gacha games that we have, especially turn-based on the whole landscape right now as it stands. But that is probably going to be the primary driving force when they are advertising the game. Is going to be the imprint system. Okay, in addition to this though, I am going to start making my selections here. Just get it out of the way, narrow it down. I think I am fairly comfortable with some of the options that I have here. As you can see, when I did my first 20 summons, one of the heroes that popped up for me was Heimdall. And so with that, I kind of gather information in terms of the heroes that were available in the minigame, and then started looking at the kits. And also, one of the things, at least from my perspective, is how did I want to then start the game? And I can tell you right now that one avenue that I really did think would probably be more beneficial for any account is to go after a support hero. Somebody that is going to really last you at least maybe through the first 3-4 months of the game as you are developing your account. A hero that can help you propel into many of the areas of the game as you're pushing towards the end game. And so for me, right away, I started taking out a lot of the DPS units, especially those that seem to be PvP only heroes. And it's like, no, you know what? We can get DPSs from other avenues, other sources. There'll be a hero that we can use temporarily just to mow things down. But in the meantime, I really want somebody that is going to be able to either buff my heroes, keep them up alive a little bit longer, or in some sense, revive them. Because those are the type of heroes that you really can benefit from in any type of account, or anything that, at least in this game, also manipulates turn meter in it. Those are the type of heroes that I think that anybody can really benefit from. I know that there could be discussions around as to, no, you probably want to get an AoE hero so you can take care of the whole thing at once, or you want something that probably will deal damage to a boss a little bit more. If indeed we have this amount of diversity just from the heroes that are being able to, you can get from this mini game, and given that there are so many more already incorporated into the early access, there is going to be variety there. There is going to be accessibility there. And don't forget, we will have epics that can probably do the job at the beginning. So for my purposes, especially if I do decide that I'm going to use the legendary right away, I want something that is going to be support, that is going to be able to really enhance the composition that I'm trying to form in terms of conquering any type of content that the game has early on. So with that, let me quickly go over and tell you some of the heroes that I did consider. So one of them here was Athena. So the reason that I considered Athena there for a while is because she provides shielding to allies. She's able to protect them, but also there is some CC here that you can take into account, especially with the Petrify. So this is kind of the protector in a sense of the type of heroes that I was looking for if I was lucky enough to summon either one of these heroes here. Then also came Freya. Now Freya here, not only is she allowing heroes to heal when they do critical hits, but also here we have boosts that she is providing to the composition, especially as it pertains to her being able to provide attack up and sharpen. But if Freya would have been one of those heroes that I would have summoned, I would have said, okay, there might be some consideration here for me to be able to select this hero and take her into my new account. Vivian is another one that I was looking at as well, primarily not only because she actually is an ally attacker, and you like those type of heroes, because if one of the heroes that you have in your composition is an AoE damage dealer, you're not only going after the target, but you're going to be hitting everybody else. So there's combinations here that you can do with Vivian. And then of course the other thing that I liked about her is that not only is she giving attack and defense up to any of the composition, if there are any buffs on those heroes, she will increase that by 1 turn. And with her passive, these heroes in the composition are going to be boosted in terms of damage, especially when it comes to their basic attacks. So yes, there was some consideration there for Vivian as well. But then here came Heimdall. All right, so now I'm looking at his kit and I'd see, okay, first, he's able to transfer debuffs and activate it. Not only that, defense up provides shielding to your composition. There is protect the goals on these heroes, making them sturdy. Not only that, there's a chance here with the passive to reflect any debuffs. This is the type of protection that I really do see beneficial in the early game. These are the type of mechanics that I like to see on a support hero to make sure that you're able to progress through the game. This kit here would facilitate all of that, especially if you're trying to conquer new content, because he is deflecting debuffs. He is allowing the opportunity for you to activate them. Now, the only thing that I don't like too much about it is that his aura right now is for arena only. But there'll be other auras we can play around with, especially when it comes to Heimdall here, especially if we can buff his defense, right? So for me, after going through these first 3, kind of put him in the ranked tier system, I said, no, I like Heimdall better. So if in this 1,000 summons that I have here in the back, if I don't score anything better that I perceive to be than Heimdall, I'm just going to keep Heimdall. All right. But here is the thing. There is one hero, if I am lucky enough, that could replace Heimdall in my card. And that is Isis. And primarily, the reason for this is because she's a reviver. If you can bring your allies back and then complement that composition with somebody else that could provide shielding or could provide healing, even better, right? So yes, right now as I have them, in terms of the support heroes that I was looking around, Isis is my top, and then I would go Heimdall. But I would not be disappointed if Heimdall is the one that I take into the game when everything is said and done. All right, so let me go back here to the mini game. And let's do some summons. I'm probably, if 1,000 gets to be a little bit too long, because that is how many I have here, we'll call it in the middle. But let's just, for the practical purposes of this, let's just see if for some reason we can get lucky enough to score somebody like Isis. So no legendary here. So I think we can go on to the next one. Maybe, yes, summon again. Maybe in the future we need a 50x button or something like that. All right, so we did score a legendary here, and that is Fujin. So Fujin is not in my card. So even though we summon a legendary, I can say that I'm comfortable enough with passing on him on this one. So yes, I'm going to summon again. And then we'll keep going here. And let's go again. Nothing here. No gold. We'll keep going. This is gonna be just all luck in terms of trying to get ISIS. But again, we have Heimdall, so we're comfortable. All right, that's a lot of blue. And here we go with blue, dull blue. All right, there we go. We got an epic, but no legendary. So let's keep going. Oh, nothing there. All right, let's keep going. There's purple. All right, no gold here. I lost track of how many summons I've done, so we'll just keep clicking and we'll check up later. Right now, we're just searching for gold. Okay, we got one. And this is Reagent. Okay, so this one, I don't remember the kit, but it's not on my list, right? So we will keep going with that, but at least so far, let me see here. Yes, leave. We've done about 100 and some summons, and we scored 2 legendaries. So not bad raids, if you ask me. Okay, so here we'll keep going. A lot of rares. There's a purple. Nothing there. Okay, let's keep going. And nope, not seeing anything there. Let's keep going. Okay, and we'll keep going. Ooh. Well. This is interesting. A new is here. I have to look him up really quick. Okay, so I looked at his kit and he does provide protection. He's a support hero. For every 10% of divinity he has, he provides damage reduction to the composition. He's definitely interesting. So I bypassed him on the first scan that I did, but I think I like Heimdall better. So I'm gonna pass on him on this one. So yeah, let's keep going. I think I'm comfortable with keeping Heimdall here. So let me keep going. So you're gonna have to let me know in the comment section as to how good your rolls have been, how many legendaries you've scored. Oh, we got 2 epics here, so that's not bad. It's gonna be hard replacing Heimdall here, that's for sure. We're gonna keep going. And nothing there. The art of some of these heroes is really fascinating. I like some of these illustrations. Hopefully they really pop in game, given that this is a web browser. All right, haven't seen gold in a while. We'll keep going. And no, nothing here. All right, lot of blue, as expected. No, nothing there. Oh, lots of blue. There we go. And there you go, Sizzin. No, Sizzin was not on my card. So we scored a legendary, but we'll pass on him. So we'll say yes, let's keep going. This is the search for ISIS, essentially, is what's coming down to here. I think I'm gonna have a hard time, even if I do complete all these summons. And given that we still have a couple of days here, to collect some more summons. It's going to be really hard for me to move from Heimdall, especially as to how I perceive the game opening up. But it's always good to see gold in this type of situations, right? Okay, so definitely the 3 purple roll. So does that mean that the gold is not too far behind? Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I definitely want to see a little bit more gold. Okay, here we go. So according to the information that we're provided, his kit is still being worked on, and at least from what I saw on the preview of what it could be, he's not gonna fit. Doesn't fit the description that I want from the hero that I want to pick. So we'll keep going here, and this is all blue. That ain't help. Okay, nothing there. We'll keep going. Then we'll go again. So if you are thinking about starting out with Godforge, do remember that the mini game closes on February 20. I believe it is when it will end, and you will have to have all your selections. But you need to start by February 1st because you need to log in for 20 days in order for you to be able to collect the hero. Okay, and here we go. There was just a little bit of a lag. So we'll do another 10 here. Oh, there goes Heimdall again. We got Heimdall again. We already have him, so we're gonna keep him. All right, let's here, let me see where we are. Yeah, we've done about half of them. So just for entertainment purposes only, if you decide to leave the video as it is right now, that's fine. At least I got the message out to make sure that you start your mini game if you do want that free legendary. But I'm gonna continue on here and try to finish as many of these summons as possible, just to see if we could score any other legendary that could supplant the Heimdall. And then we'll just wait patiently for early access to open up. Okay, so we got Metzli. Okay, I'm gonna need to pronounce some names here. So I'm gonna have to go look at her kit after we're done with this, but it's not a hero that is in my list. So let me go see if there is a card for her that we can look at. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, this is a fascinating hero because she will remove random debuffs and then put block debuffs up. Not only that, she can revive allies. So revive soul falling allies, gives them turn meter. But that's about the extent of what she provides, which really doesn't supplant what I'm looking for in somebody like Vivian. Now, could I justify her leader bonus the speed on all battles? And she restores destroyed HP. So when I see something like that, I'm thinking that there might be something, whether it's content or another hero, that destroys HP on your hero, and then she is the one that's going to supplement that. But I think for these purposes, though, is that would be really niche. So I think that given what she gives versus Heimdall, I think I'm going to stick to Heimdall. But definitely, this is an interesting character. So this is something that you can definitely add to your list if it's something that you're debating in terms of support hero. Especially if you're not getting lucky enough to get as many gold summons as possible. She definitely is somebody that you can consider. All right, come on. Let's see some gold here. Yeah, we need like a 50x button or a 20x button. Lots of rares here. And no, we're not seeing anything. We'll do one more gold and then we'll save the rest for another time. We'll do one more gold. One more gold. Let's go one more gold and then definitely we'll just close out the video, at least for this time. Just wanted to relay the message that, you know, the deadline is coming for you to start the mini game. So we'll do one more gold, and then if that gold is not ISIS, we can then save the rest for later. And I gave you my thought process too as to what I'm looking for a starter legendary here. At least from the alpha, it was really as easy to level up rares and epics, right? So it's going to take some resources to level up the legendary anyway. So we're not going to depend on the legendary right away. But it will definitely be a nice tool to have in your arsenal when you do have the resources and you want to start pushing. We might go through all of them before we see another gold here. So let's just keep going, and hopefully the summoning system in game is not like this one. That is one thing that I have not actually looked into, if there's going to be some type of pity system and how frequent it's going to be, and especially for limited banners or special banners, how that is all going to play out. That is something I haven't looked at yet, so it's something that we might talk about later to see how accessible some of these heroes are going to be. Okay, I think we've done like 200 and I haven't seen another gold here. Okay, so if this is your type of rolls, I can definitely understand. And let me see here. No, so blue. Keep going. So blue. Nope. He might just take all the summons left to get another gold here. We got a couple of epics here, but no, nothing. Nothing in the legendary category. And also my understanding is that February 1st, Hell Hades is going to have a live stream. He might be doing summons for members of the community to select a legendary, so look out for that. The rolls may just look exactly like this. I think we might go through all of them here before we see another gold. Wow. What are the rates on this? What are the rates on this? Could you imagine if this was an actual live session in a game? This reminds me, I hate to mention it. I do really hate to mention it, but this is like the early days of Raid Shadow Legends, when there was no pity at all. You were at that mercy of that one or that 0.5%. No pity at all. It was just blue, purple, blue, purple, blue, purple every time. And I think we're either done or we're in a lag here. Hold on a minute. Let me see. I think we might be done. All right. Let me go and look and say, yes, we're going to leave. Yeah, we're done. We went through all of our summons. And guess what? we did not find a replacement for Heimdall. So I am going to keep him here in the game. As for the portrait here, that is going to be exclusive for the game. This is me, right? I know that I've seen a lot of people picking the High Priest. The totem is being bypassed a lot. I haven't heard everybody really compliment the totem, but I like the Darkest Tempest. This is the one that I really liked to choose in terms of the portrait, a lot better than the other two. Okay, now just really briefly here, at least as it pertains, let me scroll this up a little bit, just to give you an idea on the weapon right now. I still have time to choose, but as of right now, the one that I have locked is Excalibur, and it's all because of the damage increase right now, especially given that we get it based on the buff placed by the hero, and so I do see some utility with this weapon in comparison to the others that I've seen scroll by. So that's the one that I have locked right now, and I'm not married to it. I still will search for other weapons, especially as things become a little bit clearer. In terms of the imprint, I think that right now I'm just going to stick with Sun Wukong's because that's the one that I like the best out of all the ones that I have seen rolling. So especially this one here protects from fatal damage, especially if it's somebody like Heimdall, right? I'll definitely take that. And there's also a chance here for whatever hero that is on the field to join the attack, or that has this imprint on them to join the attack. So I like it. So I definitely will look into keeping that one, but I'll definitely do try to come in every day and look to see what other imprints roll, to see if there is something that I seem to like better than Sun Wukong's. But that is where I am in terms of these two here, in terms of those choices there. So video's been long enough. I hope you enjoyed the summons. We will update all in terms of when things start to dwindle down and we start hearing word that early access is going to be coming around the corner. Thank you all very much for tuning and watching. I will see you all in the next Godforge video.